Hello, everyone. Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Can you believe it is November 1st? It is already time to discuss October monthly faves. That's what we're here for. That's why we're here. And October flew by. Whoa. Now we're marching steadily towards 2025, aren't we now? So I'm going to try not to keep you all here too long today, but I definitely wanted to share some decks with you. I didn't even get a chance to grab them, but while this little intro is playing, I'm going to do my best to grab them. All right, let's get started. All right, so it is November 1st. I am craving hot cocoa, and I think I may be able to either make some from scratch or find the little pre-packs of hot cocoa with marshmallows. Even in the tropics, it is cold. There's been a major cold front, and I was not prepared, and I want some hot cocoa. That's what time it is. Hello, Viviani. Thank you for joining me. Oh my goodness, I'm happy you're here. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm craving and missing hot cocoa. But yeah. Anyways, how are you all doing? How was your Halloween? If you celebrate Halloween, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? How's it going? I know for me, I'm feeling good. We had a crazy thunderstorm. Like the whole concrete house was shaking from the thunder. At one point I was a little spooked last night. I was like mortal fear. But sometimes you need a little shake up, a little fear. Yeah. A little fear, doesn't it? Oh my gosh, marshmallows or a little cinnamon sprinkled on top of my hot cocoa. So I'm going to be sharing with you all today the decks that I have been amused by, loving on, starting to use, gravitating towards. What were some pleasant surprises for me. So I'll be sharing my decks like I usually do. And I ask that you share in either the chat or the comment section after, for the replay, what decks were you loving on in October? October is a fun month because, it's Halloween and spooky time and all the things. So, yeah, let's see. And I also have a question for you. Out of the decks that you used, what was the oldest, like the oldie but goodie deck? The oldest deck that you were consistently or trying to grab for, you grabbed in October, and what is your newest deck to your collection? So I thought that would be a fun little exercise for us. And so that too is what I'll be discussing with you all today as well. So yay. I definitely want to hear from you all on that. Now, what else is going on? I've put in my New Year's readings in my Etsy shop, and I'm excited about that. So that's an offering that goes on until I usually pull it out of my Etsy shop in like the end of January. And then I don't add it back until October 1st. So my New Year's offerings are up, and I love New Year's readings. They're my favorite. And yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. I've been working with the Albano weight. It's kind of a friend gifted it to me, and I've been just this call to work with the Rider-Waite Smith lately, but I was getting bored of working with my borderless, this one. Not that I don't love it, but I was getting bored. So I was like, I need a little something. So I pulled it out yesterday. It's not one of my monthly faves. Hello, friend. Hi, Tony. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Hi, how are you doing? It's not one of my monthly faves because I grabbed it yesterday at the very end of the month, but I have a feeling I'm going to be working with this one a lot. I was watching reality TV, breaking it in, shuffling, seeing what cards come out, seeing how well it predicted the conclusion of that episode, and it was spot on. Look at those colors. It looks good. The colors look good against my black and white yin yang reading cloth too. So for client pictures, look at that. For client pictures, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Oof. Okay, look at the colors. And I'm just upset. Okay, let me show you this hermit. I'm obsessed with the white backs and the little gold little emblem there. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I just love the card backs to this deck. So yeah, grab that. What else? The other thing is I usually pull a few cards every other week and keep them on my reading table, messages for myself, or sometimes my eyes will glance over to the corner of my reading table when I'm doing a client reading, and the keywords or the symbols will speak to me about their situation, or collectively when I'm, doing readings for the collective. So I was working with the Sacred Symbols for Divination and Meditation Oracle deck. And let me show you the cards that jumped. I think it was the beginning of the week. I'll show you. They're over here. So we got, and the reason I'm showing you is because of the theme for the death card, because we're in the death card period, right? So we have relief, transformation, and veiled. I thought, how on point for this time of year, for these messages. And, they'll say, oh, the veil is most thinned during this time of year. Something about, also protecting certain sacred knowledge. The transformation card. So the relief card tells me surrender, release, let go. Don't resist the transformation. And I'm just obsessed with these card colors. Yes. So I wanted to share that with you because I was like, oh my goodness, how on point for this week's messages for my reading table. Definitely great colors. Very autumnish. Very, very autumnish. So yeah, that's what we got going on over there. What else? We've been cooking up in my Poised to Lead membership. We meet up about 2 to 3 times a month as a group, and then one-on-one, I meet up with a few members to work on mentoring, coaching, supporting them. But as a group, we've been meeting up, and we've been doing reading labs. These next reading labs and group meetings is going to be about preparing us for New Year's. So if you have wanted to work with me closely, or you want to be in a supportive small group setting, Zoom, of course, consider joining Poised to Lead. That has been going on for a couple of years now. I don't do a lot of advertising about it because I kind of like the group small, but every now and then I feel called to mention it. And the link is in the description box, but I get super excited about New Year's, if you all can't tell. And I love preparing for it. Tarot cards of the year, energy, doing spreads that we do collectively as a group during Zoom, and seeing what comes up for each other, and supporting each other in our goals. So I'm excited. I'm excited about what's to come. I hope you are excited about your upcoming year as well. And yeah. So without further ado, because another thunderstorm might blow through, and I know that the power is a little shaky. But so I'm going to grab my oracle decks that I want to talk to you all about first. Hold on. Let me get my list. Okay. Got the deck. Don't mind me. Got that one. Okay. First Oracle deck I want to talk to you all about. This one, well, I'll just show you. I'll just show you. Hey, Elle, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. How's it going? We're just talking about monthly faves, what you've been working with for the past month. Also, I wanted to specifically ask folks, I'm going to keep putting it out there, what was the oldest deck in your collection that you work with? The oldest, let's keep it simple, the oldest tarot deck that you work with in October. And then what is your newest deck to your collection? Easily for me, I can share with you now, the newest deck to my collection is up here. And I've been gushing over it. I've been pairing it with other oracles or like oracle decks to see how well it plays together with oracle decks. I love it so, so much. The Curious Travels Tarot. So this is my new booty. This is my newest deck to my collection. And then I'll share with you all a couple of the oldest ones I was working with this month. Not my absolute oldest deck, no, but the ones, the oldest decks I work with in October. So we'll keep it simple. Oh, happy Diwali. Thank you. If you celebrate, thank you so much for that. Okay. So the first Oracle deck I want to talk to you about is one that I don't always grab at all. I'll be very frank when I say this. Sometimes I've even thought about giving it away to a friend I think would appreciate it, but then something will say, no, you may need it. So it's the Island Time Wellness Love. Oh my gosh, hold on. I want to get it right. My eyes are starting to give on me. Love Oracle cards. The font is so tiny and so hard to see. Now, y'all know I'm a professional reader, and a bulk of my readings are in the love area. So that's the reason why I collected all of the decks or whatever to combine into this large one. There was like multiple expansion decks. I'm such a sucker for expansion decks and like growing your Oracle deck into a massive one. So chances are, if I know of a deck that can expand, probably gonna want it because I love a chunky Oracle deck. But this one was kind of hard for me to get into. Not okay. And then a couple of things is the cards aren't quite even because I bought either the decks from the website and then from Amazon, and then there was a difference between even the size. You can even see it there. So it's not very easy to shuffle, nor is it really easy to see. So I do client readings, right? And sometimes I'll take pictures of the cards if it's not like it depends on where I'm doing the readings on. If I'm doing like a private client, like through Etsy or my website, I take pictures, we do the video, I record audio, and I send pictures. They're very difficult to see. Now, if I'm doing hotline work, not a big deal. But I can barely see them when I take pictures. But I was doing a love reading, and something inside of me said, grab the Love Island deck right now. And so I did. I complied. And the cards that jumped, it was like two cards. I can't remember which ones, but the cards that jumped out was speaking perfectly clearly out of all the Oracle decks I had on the table. And so I love to share those moments because sometimes you'll be called to get rid of a deck and then you'll be grateful that you didn't later. And also because that hunch you get, like, I feel like this deck is going to speak to what I needed to speak to. And then you grab it and you're like, oh my God, it did. So this card says trigger, overreaction, respond rather than react, avoid decisions based on fleeting emotions. I think this deck, if it was in white and had black, like the black and white, but white being the background, I think this could really work. And I would hope that the creator, I don't know, maybe they did do that, or lighten up the white part because it's so hard to see. Worthiness. Know your worth. The universe can only bring you what you know you deserve. You can have it all. Great cards. Great cards. Some of them are kind of, some of them are kind of harsh though. Leaving space. Barely see that. Love the chaser card. It says chaser in codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. So that could be either partner or both partners having abandonment issues, or somebody. There's always usually the runner and the chaser. And if you ever find yourself in that dynamic, ask yourself, do you feel like chasing this person for the rest of your life? I wouldn't. I don't. The older I get, I'm like, hell no. Cassette, that's cool. Remember cassettes? Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head like a cassette, right? So it's got really cool, up-to-date kind of messages, and I appreciate it and I love reading, And I think what I'm going to do this month is keep it around, keep it out, continue to work with it. When I first got this deck, it was cool, but some of the messages I, as a new reader, wasn't prepared to deliver to the clients. And it was just like, ooh, this is too much too soon for me and this person. So I just stuck it away. But now, as I grew as a reader, I feel very much able to take on certain tough topics, or when I can tell someone's chasing and chasing and chasing and how to steer them to their highest and greatest good. That's been my calling in love readings, to empower people when they feel powerless. So now I've got the verbiage, but back when I was first starting out as a professional reader, I was like, this is too much. I'm trying to find one that's too much. Mr. or Miss Fix It. Don't try to fix others. Heal yourself to attract best partner. People pleasing. Trust the process. Yeah. Got a narcissism card. Life goals. Well, that's good. This is a good one. Why? Why? Like, okay. Trust issues, physical intimacy, baggage. Look at that. You can barely see it. God, if I could just get a hold of the person who created this deck. Not letting go, hanging on to the past, hurts, issues, identity and heal patterns that impact relationships. The escape artist may sabotage in to avoid hurt, afraid to be loved, still looking. Don't run when it gets real. That's cute. So that is the Island Time Wellness Oracle. And like I said, it was spot on and it was perfect. I was like, well, he did his job. So I'm grateful. Grateful. Hello, friends. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you're seeing. Let's see. Oh, we have friends in here. Hold on, everybody. I'm just yammering away. Okay, so Tony says, oldest was Everyday Witch. That was her oldest deck that in the month of October, the oldest deck she was using, not maybe had, the oldest deck she was using was the Everyday Witch Tarot. Newest was Deadly Apothecary Oracle by Priestess. Ooh, nice. Lovely, lovely. Perfect for the season, too. Hello, friend. Hi, Lila. So grateful you are here hanging with me. I appreciate you. Check out Tapestry of the Unseen, a brand new channel. Also, we have Antoinette Tarot and Jewelry, great channel as well. And Jonathan is in the house. I saw you pop in. Thank you for being here, Adam Bluefire. Let's see. Adam Bluefire says the only two oracles I've been tempted by is Reclaim Oracle and Mildred Payne, but I literally won't buy them. I like to I like to Scorpio stick with Tarot only. I ain't mad at you. I love that you stick to. I love it. I love that you stick to Tarot. You are a person of principle. uh, Tony says, or maybe Memento Mori Oracle in Tarot by Claire Goodchild for newest. Okay. Love the Memento Mori. Oh my gosh. Absolutely love it. I was on Scott's channel, Scorpio Sun Tarot, and we were sharing about our, this time of year decks, and Memento Mori is one that I brought to the table, to the channel. So check out Scott's channel because I popped up there a couple of times in the last month. And we'll be getting together again on his channel this month, November, I think the 16th. Yes. Yes, yes. Elle says, the oldest is my Earthcraft Oracle. Yes, I love the Earthcraft Oracle. And my newest is This Might Hurt. Oh, do you have the mass market or indie? Both are just fine, but love This Might Hurt. It's a great deck. Aw, thank you, Elle. I'm so happy you're here. I love when you're here. I really enjoy watching people work with the Mildred Payne. Yeah. You know what? I haven't seen people working with it much. I think when I first got it and when the first hype was going on about buying the Mildred Payne, like when they were first coming out, because that is another Oracle deck with expansions. I was watching people work with it, but I don't see many people working with it much now. I know I work with it, for my Mystery Mystic series or my Maritime Mystery series. But I have to go and look. Maybe I just need to do a search and see who's working with it lately. Jonathan, aloha. Welcome. What are they doing? Welcome. Let's see. Adam Bluefire, I do like a good minimalist deck. I always appreciate their openness. They can be like portals, windows to trigger our channeling. Exactly. There's sometimes I just crave just a deck with just a symbol, or that I also feel this call to work with pip decks. And I think it's because of what you just said here, Adam, about it just, it leaves the door open for interpretation, so, and you can apply different correspondences. Maybe you're very well versed in numerology or astrology, and that can become more clear in the readings with a pip deck, minimal illustrations, just a symbol. There is something to be said about that. And initially, probably when new readers come to the table, they're not really called to work with that because that's not where they're at in their journey of learning tarot. But over time, you start to really appreciate that openness. Yes, yes. Yeah, these are great though. I have a feel. I'll report back if there's been any changes. I'm gonna continue to work with it. Maybe I'll work with it this weekend with client readings. I can hear the why. I can hear the why. I really like the look of Between Worlds Oracle, and it looks very, ooh, yes. Okay, Tony, that one has been on my Amazon wish list for a while, and I think probably, okay, oh, that's right. I always like to do a low buy update. I haven't bought, aside from in September when I bought the Curious Travels Tarot. I hadn't bought any decks in October. Yay, I did good. I wanted to, and I still have in my budget, I set aside $250 for decks. I still have $55 left. $55.21 to be exact to spend between now and the end of December. And then I got to decide what's my budget for next year. It's worked out great. I earmarked this money. It's just for my decks, and I've been a very good steward and not going crazy. However, I agree with you. The Between Worlds Oracle is something I love. I love the symbols. I love that it gives me that Mildred Payne feeling. You are right. You and I have similar tastes. You are so welcome. Okay, so Adam Bluefire says, my oldest deck used in October would probably be good old Morgan Greer. Okay. And the newest deck used in October, the new mass market Yokai Tarot. Okay, Adam Bluefire be bringing the deck. Like, I'm so lucky to have you in our in our Abundant Life Tarot group on Facebook, because every time on Fridays today, I got to go in and see what you put in there. We post up a thread about what were you using for this week. What were your crystals? What were your decks? And Adam always brings forth new decks. Mass market, indie, doesn't matter. Usually mass market, and ones I've never heard of before. So I'm always grateful. And you all may want to check out the Facebook group, because our lovely and dear moderator, Tia, has been posting cool spreads. I got to go in this weekend, maybe over some hot cocoa if I can make some, or figure if there's some in the town, like the little packets is what I'm hoping for. Hot cocoa. I'm thinking about making a baked mac and cheese. I've been craving cinnamon rolls. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make cinnamon rolls, but I'm gonna be doing some spreads, and there's some cool spreads in our Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook and you want a chill spot to be in, check out Abundant Life Tarot group on Facebook. Let's see. I have the mass market. This might hurt. Yes. I've been thinking about getting it as a backup copy, because I have the indie version and I kind of messed up the gilding with all the shuffling. And I was like, maybe. Hi, friends. Yeah. Oh, I know. This is sign language, huh? Yes. My cousin, I had to learn sign language when I was younger because my cousin's deaf. And it was one of the few signs that I figured out. Well, I love you, Jonathan. You're a mod in the Facebook group too. So, Tapestry of the Unseen asked Adam, did you previously, let's see. Okay. Are you, oh, the Portent Tarot. I've been thinking about getting that one because of the minimal symbolism. It's not going to be in everybody's bag. I looked at it, I think in one of the most recent live streams we did, I took you on a field trip and we went to the website. I'm going to be taking you on a field trip today too. And very minimalistic, black and white, not everybody's bag, but I have a specific reason why I want to work with it. I want to tap more into intuitive readings, and it's a tarot deck, and I'm curious about it. And Adam gave its blessing. So yeah. Jonathan says, I love the Curious Travels Tarot. I have the indie and mass market editions. Which one do you gravitate more? Which one do you grab? The indie one or the mass market? Because I'm thinking about getting it when my budget renews for 2025, the mass market one. I'm loving the Curious Travels. I'm so happy I got it. I worry I would not use it if I got it because of the similarities. That makes sense. Are you talking about the Mildred Payne in the Between Worlds? Are you talking about the yeah, let me know what you're speaking of. Yes. I am known in the family, and when I used to work in an office, I was the one to bring the baked mac and cheese to the potlucks. Family get-togethers, I always bake the mac and cheese. And even when my sons were in high school, they would have like little potlucks at school. And so I would send them with baked mac and cheese. And then the teachers would, one of the teachers emailed me one time. She was like, I know we're not having an occasion going on, but do you think you can make us some mac and cheese? I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you know? Like, I kind of okay, this is what I kind of do. I kind of hold it as a bargaining chip with my family members. Like they're like, "Are you going to make the mac and cheese?" Like, well, only if you do X, Y, and Z for me. I totally manipulate it. It's really good. It's my pride and joy. I love it. Uh-oh. Osita sees the garbage man. Right up. Sorry, friends. She's going crazy. She's going stir crazy because she can't really go outside. She doesn't like to get her paws wet, and it's been storming here all week, and it's going to be storming all next week. Cinnamon rolls, yum. Missed the hell out of them. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm hungry too. I want them. I'm like, I'll even settle for the Pillsbury, and the little the you know, you get them pre-made. I'll settle for that. I would prefer homemade ones. There's a French bakery in town that I might see if my husband is up for going in the morning. There, I'm probably only going to be able to get something like brioche or something like that. It's probably not a full-on cinnamon roll, but I gotta get some sweet like that. Warm out the oven. Well, my little espresso or a hot cocoa. The portent tarot, how to tell upright reverse. Oh, that's a good question. Now I see what Lila was asking. If a deck doesn't have a clear upright or reverse image, I'll just not use the reversal. Depends on deck. I do use reversals though. It adds layers. I feel the same way. And sometimes your intuition will just kind of know to um, read the shadowy aspects, read on the shadowy aspects, even if the card was upright, right? Even if it was upright. Sometimes you're like, the other cards around it are telling me that it is a call to maybe read the reversal of the emperor, the shadowy aspects of the emperor. Like when you think, like, let's look at this combo for a minute. So you get the emperor and you got that 5 of wands. Both are upright, but maybe you're dealing with a leader. Like, let's say a client says, I am really struggling in my workplace right now, and I don't know what's going on. And it just I don't feel settled. It feels just a lot of turnover, a lot of churn and burn. It's just a lot going on here. And you get the emperor, and then you get this. I would say, like, okay, there could be some leadership issues. The person who's in charge is either passive aggressive, likes to do favoritism, likes to pit people against one another, doesn't really focus on running an organized, streamlined operation. They dwell in the chaos. It's not a leader you're dealing with here. You're dealing with somebody who probably shouldn't be in a leadership role because they like this kind of environment here. There's something going on at the head, leadership issue. So sometimes you'll have them upright, but it's like, ooh, I feel called to talk a little bit more about the shadow aspect of the emperor. Or he could run. He could be kind of like God, I once dealt with the reverse emperor guy, total jerk. Oh God, I was so happy when they fired him. I don't care. I was so happy. He was shorter than me. He'd always wear this like red little, like, whereas in the insurance industry, like upper management, they would wear a nice white shirt, not always a tie because it's business casual, but he wear this like little red shirt with these little slacks, these black slacks, and he just looked like a jerk. He looked like a devil. He looked like a devil. And he acted like one too. And he was very mean. He'd call you out in a conference room. We would have to present on different cases we're managing. And when you're getting like you have what we call reserves of money that you set aside for each claim. I was an auto claims adjuster. And so you're trying to gauge how much that injury is going to be worth, and you want a value range for that injury. And you have to know the case inside and out. What time of day was it? What were the rain, like what was the weather conditions? How were there witnesses? Blah, 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 blah. And if you didn't know one little tiny detail, he would make you feel this small. He was such a jerk. And guess what? He was caught messing with his secretary and he got fired. Reverse emperor. That's what he gets. He was a jerk. Totally humiliated me. And even like my colleagues or whatever, you could see the look on their face like, I don't even want to say nothing. I don't even think anybody else brought up any of their cases. Like, we'll wait till the other manager is back in town. We're not bringing nothing up to him. So I just thought I'd bring that up because sometimes you just need to read all the aspects of a card. Yes, I got what you mean. Scorpio Mama, hello. Hello, Scorpio Mama. Happy birthday season for you. Love the Scorpios in the house. Welcome, welcome. Tapestry of the Unseen. The guidebook has reverse meanings, but the full card, I can't tell if it's reverse or upright. Yes, some of the cards, like some of the, I don't know if it was the swords or the wands, they were like looking like sticks. I think it's the wands. And I couldn't tell if it was reverse, like which way is reverse, because all of them were kind of at an angle. So it's kind of hard to know. Am I reading the reverse or is it upright? Really hard to know. I know the indie does shuffle beautifully. I'm in love with the indie version of the Curious Travels. Okay, I agree with you. Yeah. The Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle and the Between the Worlds. Although the Between the Worlds is cool because I could see using it in more ritualistic work. And whereas with the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle, y'all see how I use it. I use it in actually, readings for clients, and I also use it heavily in my mysteries readings. So I could possibly justify getting it. Sorry. Didn't mean to make you hungry. Let's see. I really want to buy Mio Eames Tarot, which is a shadow work dream. Super expensive though for one deck. I will end up getting it though. I don't do low buy periods. I had to. I don't want I'll be showing you all pictures of my shelves. I am like, I don't want them to grow and I don't want to keep adding shelves. So I had to. And we've talked about this too. I got landscaping. I got landscaping to do, to spend my money on. And travel. I have a sense I'm going to be probably traveling in 2025 back to the States and whatnot. Oh, it's storming, friends. Hi. I am definitely a foodie for sure. And we are card slingers and foodies. Adam says, I agree. Reversals and or badly aspected cards in a spread can work the same way, bringing out the shadow side. Exactly. Yeah, he was such a jerk. He was so full of himself, so pompous. He drove like some Porsche or something. He would come swinging his car into the parking lot, almost taking out one of the coworkers or whatever. I just couldn't stand him. Apparently other people couldn't stand him either because they dimed him out. Yes. A badly aspected or reverse emperor is one chauvinistic douchey controller. I do use upright emperor as divine masculine, though. I use it positively usually. I usually positive aspects of the emperor, like father figure, divine masculine, super grounded, highly organized, and that comes up well organized, established business person, Yeah. Yeah, they are total a-holes and snakes. He would throw his people under the bus too. Good leadership would not do that. He was terrible. He had no business leading anybody. That's why he got fired. It's your birthday, the 5th of November. Happy early birthday. Interesting. Guy Fawkes night. I have to look that up. I have to look. Guy Fawkes? Tell us more. The Chariot too. Okay. Is that an important tarot? Yes. We hope you have an amazing. Yes. What are you doing for your birthday, Adam? Share. What are you doing? What plans you got? What deck you're treating yourself to? Let us know. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. All right. So the next deck I want to talk about is an oracle deck I made. And originally, I made this oracle deck just for my use. And then people were like, oh, they saw me using it all the time. They were like, can you make it available? So I did. I made it available on Make Playing Cards. It has a different card back than what I have on my personal copy. But I use this for client readings. I use it for readings for myself. I use it in mystery mystic readings when we're dealing with, when I can sense this like outdoor mystery scenery, scenes. And it's one of my go-tos. I don't talk about it a lot because, well, I just use it so much. I'm going to probably end up getting a new copy and gifting this one to a friend. But yeah, it is available. I have decks on Make Playing Cards that people are like, oh, I mean, to me, I'm like, I'm not a deck creator like that. I go through, I buy the licenses for the access to the images, and then I come up with the keywords because really I'm looking for images and key phrases or words that trigger activate my intuition. And that's what I did. And then that's what I do. Oracle decks is what I made. At some point, I'd love to make a tarot deck, but with the tarot deck process, I do want original artwork, and I'm going to work on the guidebook. And I like to add a little bonus keyword or something like that. So that is a slow but sure process that I do on the side as a part of like my creative outlet. But when I create oracle decks, it's because I felt like there was nothing else out there that fit what I needed. So then I just make it. I've been working on, Adam, you inspired me to work on the conspiracy expansion pack for my Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle and the paranormal. I'm going to probably come out with the paranormal expansion first. And I'm excited about it. It's been fun coming up with keywords for the paranormal. Just commune. Beaten path. Shelter. Yeah. So one with the Earth Oracle. Next oracle to talk about is the Beloved Dead. This one I start working with probably the second to last week in October. An oracle for divining ancestral wisdom. Carrie Paris and Tina Hart. So I started working with this one, and I enjoy it. Here's the guidebook. Nice little guidebook. Let's see what we got. Take these out. It's a nice deck. And presentation. It's got this One of my favorite colors here, the ribbon. It's mass market. Who made it? Wiser. Wiser Books created it. It's got gold gilding. Not always a fan of gilding because I'm kind of rough on the cards. And it's got these bonus cards. So it's got, I think it's like 10 not bonus cards, but 10 cards called Act of Love. And what was I going to say? There's like a system to it, but I don't use the system. I just go right to working with the deck. But this says Act of Love, do nothing. Act of Love, self-preservation. Act of Love, objectivity. Act of Love, self-care. Here and now. I thought it was a good deck to use this time of year. I'll go look at the Ouija cards as like a bonus. Can you see that? Let's see. Bohemian. Innocent. Entertainment. Survive. I want these in here. This is another, let's see, Spirit Throne card. This is one of those, not extra cards, but specialty cards. Okay. Some people are like, they didn't like the angel wings, but I don't know what it is. I don't mind them. I don't mind the angel wings. Disconnect. Perception. Oh, my daughter doesn't want to go to Taekwondo because it's been storming and flooding. It's kind of scary. Academic. Which? Justice. So what I'm going to do now is switch gears and show you some tarot decks. My favorites for the month. Remember, now this is where I gave y'all an assignment. What was the oldest deck you used in October? It doesn't have to be the absolute oldest deck in your collection, just the oldest deck. And then the newest deck you bought and added. Some of you have already. Is that thunder? God. Some of you already did your assignment. And so let's see what we got going on. Thank you, Elle. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, please hit the like button. Subscribe, friends. I'm going to be here consistently making content, come rain or shine. One of these days, I'm going to take you all to the beach. Yes, I'm super excited about the paranormal expansion one. I wanted to make enough cards in that expansion deck that if people didn't want to get the full true crime one, they could get the standalone paranormal edition. And it would be like, because there's something about buying like just 20 cards in an Oracle deck that just doesn't do me. Like I've bought decks that only have like 20 cards in it, and it's very difficult for me to shuffle it. And I need chunky. I need lots of cards. So I'm going to make the paranormal extension or expansion meaty enough that it could be its own standalone, its own little standalone dealio. Do you? Yes, I'm loving it, and I've been using it this month in October. When I first got it, I used it a bit because I was also in our Poised to Leap membership. I was doing a series called Working with Our Ancestors. And I got this deck to is one of the decks I wanted to utilize in working with our ancestors. And then once that video series and course and workshops were done, then this kind of hung out on the shelf, not being used. And then of course October came, and now we're in November. I'm using it again. It's feeling kind of seasonal. Adam says, I have a few days off, no plans, just relaxing. My favorite way to celebrate a birthday. I always treat myself to decks each month, though I don't need a birthday as an excuse. I treated myself to Avasomnia, Avasomnia Tarot and Rosa Obscura Tarot. Powerful names. Powerful, powerful. Ah, yes. I love the Beloved Dead and the matching Relative Tarot. Exactly. That the Relative Tarot has been on and off my wish list, on and off. Which to that end, let's switch over to Tarot. Hold on, friends. I have to get the Tarot deck that I want to share with you. Oh. Decks everywhere. Decks. All the decks. Okay, so let's talk about this one first in this cute little bag. And a cute little Siamese cat. I've been missing my cat named Trouble lately. Trouble was a Siamese blame point. Not quite the same coloring, but a Siamese cat. I miss him. I don't know why, like sometimes you think of certain animals that were in your life and maybe they've been long gone. And then something, maybe it's Halloween that reminds me of Trouble. Oh, I know why. Trouble used to, with trick-or-treaters, we would have to try to make sure Trouble stays in the house because he liked to pounce on people. My parents had a beware of cat sign because sometimes we couldn't get Trouble to go into the house. And people would come up to the door. So we had, where they say, oh, beware of dog. We actually had a sign, beware of cat. And don't pet him. He's super cute. Pet him at your own risk. You've been warned. So the deck I wanted to show you, and this is my oldest one I used in October. Not my oldest deck in my collection, but my oldest one I used. I got this in 2018, I believe. No, let me make sure. Because I kind of wrote it down. Not wrote it, but 2017. That's the Stretch Tarot. And this is why I haven't gotten the Relative Tarot. So here's the Sun. Because for some reason, it just, let me see, I want to get it started. Here's the Emperor. I felt like, oh, I already have a deck like the Relative. I know it's different. I know, but I was in one of those moods where I shop my collection. And Adam, I do low buys and no buys. So I have to put limits on myself because I know me. I have a tendency to go wild. I have a tendency probably to even hoard if I'm just no restrictions on myself. So I have to have discipline. But I've been thinking about getting the Relative Tarot, but the Stretch does what I need it to do as well. It plays nicely, say with, the Beloved Dead. It did. I did work with these two together. Here's the Five of Cups. This says contemplation. Excuse me, that's the Four of Cups, not the Five of Cups. Looking at the Roman numerals wrong. Contemplation, meditation. So it has a little keyword at the top. You have Queen of Pentacles, maternity. Can you see that? Death card. Here's Justice. Look at the Six of Swords. It says travel. This is one of those decks that unlocked tarot for me. Like, so I really started getting into tarot in January 2016. And so I've been working with it for a while, working with like the Morgan Greer, the Borderless, or the Centennial. I don't think I had the Borderless, but the, Smith Waite deck, the Gilded Tarot. And I think this is one of the first indie decks I got. And I was feeling ready to like start investing into my tarot practice. Like, and oh, did I? So I got this deck and it really unlocked certain meanings for me that I think maybe it's because it was collage. Let me show you some of my favorite ones. Here is the Seven of Cups. It says temptation. It says Seven of Pentacles, patience. So you could say, let's pull up some cards. Let's do a pull. See how they match up. So this is my oldest one. I etched it in black because it was starting to look crazy, and now I gotta redo it again. Now I gotta do it again because okay, here's the Five of Cups, disappointment. All right. Now let us shuffle the boy. Let's shuffle the beloved. The beloved dead. Let's do it, shall we? Here's the backs too. Kind of even. What's this? They even look good together. On the card backs. All right, so we got the Five of Cups. That's interesting. Oh, I got cards going everywhere. We got the Five of Cups. And I'll show you some of these. We have Player. So let's do this first. Look at them together. Okay. And the next card that jumped was Important. Another man in a top hat. And then we got Drama. Let's do one more. Isn't she lovely? I love the Shine card. Let's do another one. One of my favorite Four of Swords. I talked about this deck because I did the Haunted Decks tag that Lila from Tapestry of the Unseen. Check out her video because she did a great, she started a great tag video. So I did a response the other night. And I think I showed this one, the Four of Swords. It's one of my favorite ones, like the infirmary or, hospitalization, when I think of the Four of Swords, sometimes I think of, it says rest here. Sometimes I think of if you don't initiate the rest period, you will be forced by the universe through illness, injury, or something like that. So when the Four of Swords comes up, it's an invitation to, what is an invitation to do? To rest. So here we have grave from the beloved dead. Two of Wands, dominion. Interesting. Do one more. So that is the oldest deck. I got it in 2017. Did I back it, or I think I might have just purchased it. I don't think I backed it on Kickstarter. I think I just purchased it from the website. I could be wrong now. I have to look at my spreadsheet. But because I keep track of how I bought the deck or came about the deck. We have here the Tower. You barely see that. Sorry, folks. It's so dark outside. It's a storm. It's a big old rain cloud going against time. And here's conflict. This guy has a gun pointed at us and he's got angel wings. Imagine that. He's got a gun pointed at us and he might shoot us. Anyways, so those two decks I was having a lot of fun working with starting at the second to the last week in October. And so I wanted the relative tarot. I wanted the indie version at first. And I was like, oh, I could get the mass market. And then after a while, I was like, nope, I'm just going to love on my OG stretch tarot and do that. Right. That's what I did. I try to shop my collection when and where possible. I'll be doing that again soon. There's a couple of decks on my wish list. And we're entering the season where I start to do my top 10 or top 5 decks. Like I have my 2025 wish list that has burgeoned and grown thanks to Adam. I'm blaming you, Adam. I'm only going to include decks that I'm probably like 9 out of 10 chances that I'm going to actually pull the trigger and buy. So stay tuned. Those videos are coming. I always enjoy. It's one of the mainstays of my channel. Is every year I do a top 10, like what was the decks I used most that year, or what was the top 5 or 10 decks I got to my collection this year, or what's the top 10 decks on my wish list. Yeah. So, all right. I think, did I do? Oh, okay. We'll just show a few cards from this one. Hold on. It is the White Sage Tarot. And I took this one. I keep it in my bag. I always like to keep one of my tarot decks in the tin in my bag when I'm about to go out and hang out with the girls about town. I only have, it surprises me. I only have 2 small tarot decks like this. And that's this one and the Sun and Moon Tarot. I don't think I have any others that are this little. You would think I would have more, but I don't. I really like the White Sage Tarot. I really do. It's US Game Systems. Comes with this cool little white but chunky for a little, little deck. And here's the World. I used it because I went to go meet up with some girlfriends, and I was supposed to meet up at their pool, like in their complex. They had like 3 different pools in their complex. and my phone wasn't working or anything. I'm like, am I going to actually make this meeting happen today? I was so frustrated. And I got the Hermit from this deck. And well, you can imagine. I'm wandering around. There are pools. This is a huge complex out here. Huge. And I'm like, what the hell? And the Hermit jumped. I sat down for a minute because it was hot as hell. And I sat in the shade. And I was like, I started shuffling cards, like, am I going to beat them? Later, I met one of them. But here's the devil. Hmm. Do you all have decks in a tin? And if so, what are they? I had the Roots and Wings Oracle, but I had to take it out of the tin because there's so much humidity here that the container, this is starting to rust. So eventually I have to take the deck out and just get rid of the fully rusted. Although I didn't get rid of it, I'm going to save it and do something else. Somebody suggested to me to maybe, you put some fabric on the containers or something and make it reusable. I love reusing or repurposing items, especially now that I'm here on the island. I try to be more conscious of that. King of Wands, your Six of Swords. Kind of pippish, right? You've got your the fully illustrated quartz and then the majors, and then you have something like this for the Three of Cups. Love the color palette. I love the vibe of this deck. Yes, it's got animals, but it's not all up in your face. The Hanged Man. That's beautiful. Such a beautiful hanged one. Hanged one. It's Four of Wands. I was trying to find the Hermit. Look at the Ace of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Here's the Lovers. Oh, I found it. So this is the Hermit. And this is what it was perfect because I'm just hanging around. The workers in the complex are asking me, do I need any help? I'm like, no, I'm just sitting here. I'm not a person who likes to swim or anything like that. But it was so hot that day that I almost just was like, look, I don't know where they are. I'm about to get in their pool because it was that hot. And it sucks because the cell phone situation out here, I have my American phone and not my Dominican phone with me. And my American phone is struggle bus, but I keep my American phone number because of the hotline work that I do. One of the hotlines I use, I have to use my American phone for it. Otherwise, I would have foregone it probably a long time ago. The High Priestess would have been gone. That's beautiful. So, one more. Justice. I know that there's other tarot decks by this creator, and I've been looking at them as well as oracle decks. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet because I don't know. This suffices. So that's the White Sage Tarot, and I thought I'd share it with you because I was carrying it around. I'm like, I asked, I said, am I going to actually hang out with these folks today? Is this going to happen? I'm hanging around like the sloth in their complex. Can't call them. I thought I would made it clear that I might have a cell phone issue and to please meet me by your pool. But there was 3 pools in there, and I think we probably was going around like musical chairs trying to find each other. Just a mess. Just a mess. Last but not least is another old deck to my collection. And remember, we have the oldest deck that you use from your collection and your newest deck. And the second oldest that I was using is in this bag. And this is where we're going to go on a quick field trip. It is the Textured Tarot. cannot, I really, really love this deck. I really do. The only thing I cannot stand about it, and I make no secrets about it, but it is what it is. I still will use it. It's the cardstock. Not a fan. But I will say that somehow I have not beaten it up completely in all these years. So I guess it's a testament to that, but I can't riffle shuffle it. King of Wands. The World. Hanged Man. And last night, as I was preparing for this live, what I like to do is I like to Google the decks to see where they're at now. Where are they now? Are they in print? Are they going out of print? What's the story now? Since I've owned this deck since 2018. This is Judgment, but she changed the name to Realization. This deck is about to go out of print. It is, and it's got its final stock. The deck creator has decided to sell off the last of her decks, and I'll show you in a moment what I found. And it's kind of bittersweet. I think she got tired of the constant stealing of the decks and then people pirating her decks and selling them even on Etsy, selling them everywhere. And she just got tired. She's called to do something else. And it's kind of bittersweet. I could understand it, but it's a little sad. So this deck, there's probably a few on Etsy in her shop. I don't know how many, she didn't say, but this is the final stock. Here's the star. It's kind of sad, but I understand it. There's the Magician. And after a while, you know, you got to move on to other creative outlets and endeavors. So here's the Fool. But I'm glad I have this copy. Nine of Wands. The Moon. Oh, I love the Moon. I love using it in client readings too. I just have to be very mindful of that card stock and don't go bending cards with my overhand shuffling. But again, it's held up. And I used to, the few years after I got it, I was still using this deck. And how I know is I have pictures, you know, on my reading table or videos where I used to do readings, like astrological readings for the channel. And I use this deck. Here's the High Priestess. Yeah. I am always loving a hot air balloon for the Six of Swords. I feel like I mentioned that to you all before. A Hierophant. There's the Ten of Cups. This is one of the cards that drew me to this deck, was this one. Oh. Nine of Cups. Nine of Swords. And of course, I have a full flip through of this deck in my, I think I linked it in the description box. Let's go really fast. Let's see. Can I do that? Yes. Okay. Here's the texture. When I got it, it was in a tuck box. And now it is in a sturdy little box. Let's see. Will it show? It kind of makes me a little sad to know it's in the final stock. But like I said, I get it. Lisa McLaughlin art. Lisa is the creator of this beautiful deck. She got on us when we were when the YouTubers, I'm assuming maybe Instagrammers, who were reviewing her decks. She got on us because she was like, she's not changing the card stock. It's supposed to be eco-friendly. She's not. She's very principled about that, and I had to respect it. But you know, my opinion's my opinion, and I wasn't a fan. But you know, it is what it is. I wasn't a fan, but I still love the artwork. I still respect her conviction on that, and I don't have any regrets about buying it. It happens, right? There's some decks you're just not going to like something about it, but does that mean you don't get it at all? Not for me. Final stock available. This beautiful deck will be retired after 6 years in print. Grab your deck now while you still can. She says this is the only listing where you can purchase the original texture tarot and support the artist and maker. All other locations, even on Etsy, are fake. The fake cards are not sacred and undermine creatives and independent small card designers. Yeah. She has 2 versions of the Nine of Wands. I don't know the second one. But yeah, great, gorgeous deck. Highly popular, as you can see by the reviews, 1,600 reviews. Quite impressive. Quite impressive. So the stretch tarot and the textured are my the oldest ones that I used in the month of October. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Let's see what you all are saying. Adam Bluefire says, I really want to get that Hoodoo Tarot. I see you always recommend it. I loved its beige color tones. Me too. But that may be a purchase in December. Do you get used to those renamed major cards though? I do, surprisingly enough. And it's also because of the Roman numerals that guides me. So there's that I count on and I lean on. And sometimes I will be honest with you, there have been instances where I think it's like one card or the other, but I also believe that no accidents happen in reading. So if I misinterpreted the between I'm just going to throw out 2 of them, Justice and the Emperor. And it's actually the Emperor, but I read it as Justice. I don't get mad about that because I feel like, okay, my mind and my intuition is seeing something in this card. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't hinder me from using it. And the name changes in the minors aren't that bad, like baskets or cups. So blades are not, or swords. And, they're pretty straightforward, but I can understand why you'd be concerned about it. I can understand. Some people are like, that might be too far for me. I've seen some name changes in other tarot decks that are way out there that I can't wrap my mind around. So it's a valid concern, but it doesn't stop me from using it. Oh, what do you guys think of the Voodoo Tarot that's coming out? Well, I guess we can go look at it. I thought somebody, you know what? One of my Poised Elite members is actually 2 of them are coincidentally going to be visiting NOLA, New Orleans, this week. And one of them, in our one-on-one, she mentioned that she was thinking about getting the Voodoo Tarot. And I'm like, is it the same one or is it a new one? Guess we need to find out. Lila, is this a new one? I'm going to look at it. Or is it like a reprint of a existing one? Let's find out, shall we? There's a New Orleans one. Do me a favor. Oh, share with me, if you don't mind, who makes it or who's the publisher? Because I want to look at it. Yes, I love chunky Oracle text. More cards, the better. The chunkier, I'm in love. It's like I like my babies. I love chunky babies. I love chunky babies that kiss your cheeks and just love on them. And I love chunky oracle decks. The oldest deck I used was the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot, and the newest was the Season of the Witch Samhain Oracle. That's okay. It could be new to you. Totally okay. Doesn't have to be new on the scene. It could be new to you. Those are great decks. Perfect for the season. Yeah, the cat. Oh, Lord. Trouble was a hot mess. Hot mess express. Super cute. Piercing, like blue eyes, white fur, but like little orange tips on his ears and tail. Like pure white fur, like beautiful cat. I'll see if I can find pictures from old back in the day. You'll see me in my 90s outfits, but super cute. And so you would think, oh, I want to pet it. Do not pet at your own risk. When my husband first encountered Trouble, he thought, oh, how cute. And then like Trouble like rolled up on his back and let you pet for a while on his little belly. And then he locks up and just put his little fangs like right here at the like chunky part of your hand. And my husband was like, I'm afraid to move. I'm afraid to do anything. And Trouble finally released his grip or whatever. You know, he'll lock up his whole little body with his mouth here and then all like his claws and everything wrapped on your arm. So you could be like this, try to shake him off. He is a lot. But we loved him. And he was like 18, almost 19 years old. And we had him since he was like 3 months old. He was so cute, but he was such a hard cat to love. But we loved him anyway. Love the Stretch Tarot. It's such a legend. It is such a legend. Such a meat and potatoes direct no nonsense, classy fine wine. Absolutely. I have an admission, like when I have men clients, I guess. Yes. Sometimes I feel called to use the stretch because I just feel like it's got enough of a balance of divine masculine and divine feminine energy in it. And it's not too sappy or too feminine. It's just, middle of the road, great deck, all rounder, no nonsense for sure, but not offensive. I don't have the stretch, so probably why I wanted the relative. Absolutely. And I think like if I didn't have the stretch, I'd probably be all over the relative. It's totally my bag. But because I have the stretch, I can pause. Right. I love the stretch. And I love that the Four of Swords had the little hospital beds. Like a lot of times people don't talk about that meaning of the Four of Swords. Do you know the Spill Tarot, a UK indie deck I recently got? Hold on. The Spill. I don't know it. Oh, it's in the UK. Let's see. Is this it? Oh, Adam, why did you do that? Now, why did you do that? Why did you share that with me? Is this it? I'm assuming it is. It's on sale, though. It's on sale. Half off. I don't know. Maybe my budget. Maybe. I'm looking at the Empress. I'm here for that. I'm here for the High Priestess. Oh, I love photorealism, or I love photos as like tarot or oracle decks, if you all haven't noticed that. And I think that's also why I love and gravitate towards collage style decks, because I like to see real people in my decks. So that works for me, and this works for me. I've never seen this deck before, and I understand why they don't show all of the images to protect their creation. I think that's another reason why I've been kind of feeling a way about doing full on flip throughs anymore on my channel, because there's this sense that what do they call the counterfeiters could see those images. I don't know. I've been grappling with that. I used to love doing full flip throughs, and now I'm like, I don't know anymore. I don't know. You all let me know what you think about that. I like this. You know what? I like this. I'm gonna have to see if I can find some, as I talk crap about full flip throughs. I need to go see if I can find a full flip through on YouTube, or at least go to the creators' Instagram and see what they've shared, because I want to see more images of this. Thank you, Adam. Now he's going on the wish list, and I'm really liking just the mood that I'm feeling here. I could see me working with clients, especially that lover's behind there. Yes, indeedy. All right, Adam. Yeah, I like it. Let me see what you said. I recently got, I think you might like it. It's macabre. Macabre. I always say macabre. Macabre meets minimal and relatively cheap for an indie deck. Very few people know of it. Well, now everybody knows. And I know, and I'm here for it. I think it'll fit in my budget. Might be the last one I get this year. My aunt gave me my first deck when I was 13, and now I'm 49. How amazing is that? Do you remember what deck it was? That's so cool. The veil is open right now, so I'm not surprised at the jumpers, right? I'm saying the veil is wide open. And I've been feeling you all lately, with the veil being as thin as it is, and we're all pretty much readers, right? Or intuitives. So how have you been feeling lately? I've been feeling a little light and then tired, sleeping hard, dreams all over the place. I don't normally remember my dreams, but they've been very vivid and just all over the place. And, I have even having a hard time waking up from them. Those car pulls may be speaking to that reverse emperor ex-colleague of yours. Oh, yes. I think so. I think it was. I think because I had such a visceral reaction to him. If looks could kill, that I was probably giving that man. He would be a dead man. Just saying. I love tags. Tags are so much fun. They are, because you get to muse and think about and ponder and have fun with them. Yes, I agree with that, Four of Swords. Hey, friend, how are you? Thank you for joining Your Long Shadows. I'm here for your name. The oldest deck I use this month is the Rider-Waite, but I use that every month, so it would be the Deviant Moon. Okay. Scott highly recommended me to get that deck or check it out. I know about the Deviant Moon because of Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle. Hello, beautiful. Welcome. I'm happy you're here. How are you doing? How is your season going? The veil is thin. How have you been feeling? Our friends are here. Aloha, Amanda. Aloha, aloha. Random question. We love a random question. Oh, I love a random question about a random spot. Random spots that I keep my decks. Definitely when I was always driving in the States, definitely had a deck in the car, in the middle console. And now in days, where do I keep them here? I'm so protective over my decks here. I don't know if I like to have them out of my sights. I mean, obviously I keep one in my bag in case I need to do an impromptu reading. When I go to the States, I have a deck or two in my parents' guest room. They said I could keep decks there. So I keep them there. So when I go back there, I'll have a couple of decks to use there. Where else? Is there anywhere else? I keep decks there, but that's not really random. It's not really random. Yeah, I'm curious where everybody else keeps their decks. That's a very good question. Yes. Aloha, aloha. Isn't White Sage more Thoth-based? It is. It is a Thoth-based deck, it's as Thoth as I'm going to go. That and the Sun and Moon Tarot is Thoth-based, which got me comfortable with going down that path. I am very much a Rider-Waite-Smith homegirl, and I dabble in Thoth, whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? Hello, the more intuitive me. How are you? Oh my goodness. Hi. You all come up with the best names. You do. I have the sun and moon. It's teeny tiny because I trimmed it. Yes. So you took the one in the 10 and then trimmed it? But it's cool, right? It's so little and compact, and it's such a cool deck. That's another one that pleasantly surprised me. And it's Thoth-based. I'm surprised I like it. I know some people love to deep dive with Thoth. It's not, like I said, it's not that I'm opposed to it. I do have some Thoth-based decks, but because I learned how to read with Rider-Waite-Smith, that's the system I'm most comfortable with. The only 10 I have is the Light Seers. Okay, so yeah, you and I share that where we're like, we don't need a bunch of little decks in a 10. I can get carried away. And so I had to limit myself. Like, for example, with Lenormand decks, I know that it's not my home system. And I know that I'm still learning. I'm a student of it. And I don't have no business owning 50 of them. So I limit myself to, I think I have 6 last time I counted. So same thing with decks in a 10. Calm down, Kim. Do you really need 10 of those? No. I might get the Light Seers in the 10 though, because I do like the Light Seers a lot. I had to put it off because I ruined the mass market once. I've ruined like 3 of the copies, and I don't want to tear up my indie version. So maybe I'll get the one in the 10. Okay, your Long Shadow says, I do have several decks in very sturdy cardboard. I feel that serves the same purpose. Yeah, I agree. Sturdy cardboard, yes, it does serve the same purpose. Protection. I love the Pixel Occult decks, which some come in large tins. Lost Hollow Tarot is one of my favorites. What a shadow work deck. It's dynamite. The name alone just pulls you in. Lost Hollow. Tarot is always on point. Yes, indeedy. Hey, Vivian. You Viviani. I want to say Vivian, but it's Viviani, which is even better. Really pretty. Tarot in a 10. I have the Universal Weight and the Morgan Greer. Oh, and a Marseille one whose name is escaping me. I think I know which one you're talking about because I have it in my shopping list. What's the name of it? I can picture it. And I know it because I was like, oh, I'm going to get a traditional Marseille deck, but it's going to be in the 10. It's going to be little because I don't really have a lot of Marseille. I only have one. So, yes, indeedy. The texture tarot, that cardstock, right? The cardstock is just, If the cardstock was different, that would be a 10 on 10 for me for that deck, for sure. But I have to knock some points off for the cardstock. I love the texture though. The images and the intention from the creator, you can feel it when you're working with it. That's right. Texture Tarot, a golden oldie. I have it, but haven't ever used it. The cardstock is a bit rough. Love it though, right? I'm not the only one. Thank Thank you, friend. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you were able to pop in. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Whoa, that's a fast turnaround. That's a fast turnaround for a Kickstarter. Yeah. Let's see. I've been using a lot of decks with sexy cardstock lately. So the Llewellyn Everyday Witch was a shock when I picked it up again. Right? You get accustomed. You get accustomed to some good cardstock. Don't know how to act when you have to go back. You have to uh, go back to Llewellyn. You don't have to go back to Llewellyn, but I know what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad I have my copy too of the texture. I'm glad. And Tony says, what she means by sexy is, I mean, mass market macabre tarot types, stock ASMR shuffle. Exactly, where it just sounds good to the ear, feels good as you shuffling it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Mine's also in a tuck box. Thank you. I don't know, like, I don't know what the conversion rate is. That is quite a bit. It's like quite a bit over my budget. It's a budget buster. Let's see if it's worth it. You're like, I don't even know, like, what is that in US dollars? I know, super pricey. No backup for you. Nope, no backups. No, that's not in the budget. I have 55 US dollars to work with for the remainder of the year. Oh. Does anyone have the Lucid Minds Tarot? And how do you like it? I don't have the Lucid. You know, I don't have the Lucid Minds, and I would love to hear what people have to say if they have it. Just so much, so many decks out here. My gosh. Hold on, friends. Oh, I have heard of this one. Someone mentioned this one to me. Hold on. Someone mentioned this one. Hold on. One of my members had mentioned this deck. And I was like, oh, that's why, not the box, but one of these images. I'll show you which one. Can you see that? This one. That one stands out to me. I remember that one. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at the High Priestess. Probably not. I mean, I don't necessarily like to be like, oh, this is a great beginner deck or advanced or anything like that, because I've always been surprised by people who are new to tarot who go straight for the advanced decks. But I would say this is probably not necessarily for the beginner if they're diving right into tarot, but it's lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. Lucid Minds Tarot is amazing. Don't hesitate getting it. It's a straight shooter and it's stunning quality images and messages. Oh, does it? Yes, it does. It's 20 for me, it would be $20.32 to ship here. That's not including the shipping that I have to pay with the DR, the Dominican Republic. Hey, V. Long time no see. How are you? Thank you for joining. How is it going? Miss you. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, chunky babies are the best. Aren't they the best? Chunky babies. I mean, I love skinny babies too, because you gotta love all the babies, but let a baby be chunky around me. I'm gonna hold that baby and spoil it all day. Like I'm gonna just love it, just like I would do a chunky oracle deck. Okay. New one. Creator is Fabiano. Oh, it's a new one. Okay, this is Llewellyn. So this is back to the Voodoo Tarot. I heard, okay. Let me see if I can find Fabian. You said Fabiani. Fabio. Duh. I said Fabiani. Fabio. Okay, here we go. You all have to let me know about this one. I don't know about it. And I'll show you. I don't know this one. It comes out on November 8th. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I'll be honest. I don't have any voodoo decks. I have the Hoodoo Tarot because I do practice conjuring, and that that's a part of my familial history. Voodoo, I only know of, at a probably academic level, or a, just very layperson level. So I always kind of feel a way about working with, not that I wouldn't, or not that I discourage others. I just, because I know it's a closed tradition and I'm not a part of it, I don't know how to feel about working with the Voodoo Tarot. I know you can. I know that's completely okay logically. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. I can't give you one opinion or not. I'm trying to make it where I can. Here's the card backs. Let me see. There is Mama Brigitte, Wheel of Fortune. Wow. I like the box. Wow. I really like the box. Looks great. I have to say that. Looks great. But thank you for giving me the name, because I was like, someone else talked to me about it. And I think some people are already getting their copies. I just haven't really soaked it in. The one by Lo Scarabeo. I did see that the advert yesterday for his new deck. Yep, November 8th. I lower the quality of the video on purpose. I get complaints because of it, but I don't care. Oh, good. Well, I lower the quality out of necessity, because I'm running in, because of it takes forever for me to upload a high quality video. So I'm like, y'all don't mind. It will survive. But thank you, Tony, for saying that. And that could be a tip for other content creators who want to do full flip throughs. Just lower the quality, and I might substantially lower it to prevent the the folks who want to go and take people's. It's one thing if you want to create some rinky-dink decks and charge little prices for it to make it accessible for other people, but to outright pirate the artist's work, that is for me no. And I know there's also discussions around AI decks, probably for similar purposes, but for me, something that really just grinds my gears is when it's like counterfeit decks, because how much effort, blood, sweat, and tears a creator puts into creating a deck. And so, yeah, thank you for that tip. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that is special. Quite special. It's magical. It's so amazing, you to have a supportive aunt who wants to gift you a deck. My first deck was one JJ Swiss from 1971. My aunt got it for herself in 71 or 72 in Denmark. Belgium? I'm not sure where she got it. Northern Europe somewhere. How cool is that? Hi, Kristen Louise. Hello. How are you doing? How's it going? Welcome. We've been talking about our oldest decks we used this month and the newest deck we added to our collection. So that's what we've been talking about. And then we also had the question posed by L, where's the most random places you have decks? When I was in the States, they were everywhere. They were like when I worked in an office, they were in my cubicle, like drawers. I even had a shelf in my cubicle at work, and you can close it, so you can close and lock it. But I would open it every day, and there would be like decks, kind of how I have it set up here. You know, got to make your space unique, right? And so I would keep them in my cubicle spaces too. My Hawaiian Lenormand is in a tin. Hey, that alone might make me get that. No, that and my dear friend Jonathan has created such a beautiful Lenormand deck. If you all are in the market for a Lenormand deck, got to check it out. Be even better if you purchased it. And now that we know it's in a tin, sweet. There we go. Maria de Cilia in a 10. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's it. And that's the one I have in my Amazon wish list, the little one. It kills, for me, two birds with one stone. It's Lenormand and it is Lenormand and in a 10. Both of which I have minimal in my collection. You have a number of 10s. Oh, by the way, I have a Tony Made Me Do It couple of decks. Paul Moon's Tarot and the Oracle of Medieval Beast. Cool. Yes, see? I have to start doing that too. Tony made me do it. Adam made me do it. Jonathan made me do it. Yes, very gorgeous decks, friends. Yes, indeedy. Bye, friend. I got to go too, friends. This has been so much fun. Thank you for spending this Friday afternoon with me, or whatever time it is for you. I had so much fun today. We chatted about all sorts of things, didn't we? I hope you all had an amazing holiday yesterday, Halloween, if you celebrate. And let's see, before I head out, I'm just going to grab these last comments. Lila says, I'm not familiar with voodoo, so I was curious about what people thought about it. And not that I don't know about it. And now I'm in Haiti is shared in the same island that I'm on, Hispaniola. And we're planning a field trip. One of my girlfriends is not necessarily going across to Haiti, but going to a hoodoo practitioner to learn a little bit more. Also, maybe just from the historical context of it, not necessarily for me to be called to work with voodoo, but just to learn a little bit more. So that will be interesting for me. But I think because there's certain, like, I feel the same way about Druid decks, or decks that are not necessarily something that I'm, necessarily a part of. It doesn't mean I won't ever. It just means I pause for a moment. Let me make sure I'm being careful in my approach to working with this system or working with these decks. Yeah. Jonathan says, you're expressing a similar sentiment to what I feel. I've dabbled in hoodoo root work. Yes, that's right. But I haven't been comfortable with the voodoo system because of it being closed. Exactly. Me too. And so that's exactly how I feel about it. Like, I don't want to offend. And I, have friends who are voodoo practitioners. And they probably like, you could use a deck. I mean, come on. But again, I'm trying to be careful. Just trying to be careful. I wonder why they would create a mass market deck if it's a closed practice. Very good question. Well, because it's profitable. That's just, they're not really considering that it's a closed tradition. And, is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. In my membership, I have a video about cultural appropriation. as it pertains to being either a healer or reader as well as a deck collector. And it's just something I think about from, it's important to think about. Oh, it's 8:35. Yes, indeed. It's getting late, y'all. It is 4:35 here. So thank you all so much for joining me. Do me a favor on your way out. Please hit the like button. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you as an abundant lifer added to our family. We are very cool over here. If you haven't already told, like you could tell by the chat, we have a good time. So I hope you join me. More to come, more videos, more premieres next week. So hang out with me. All right, friends, take very good care of yourselves. I will see. Oh my God. It's 10:37 in Hawaii right now. You just started your day. You just started. Bye, Adam. I'll see you in the Facebook group. Y'all take care now. You hear? Bye.